Welcome back to a special edition of Unscripted. This time we're going to focus in on the host city for Hockey Day Minnesota 2021, Mankato. And I'd like to welcome in a special guest and somebody that people from the host city, Mankato, likely he needs no introduction for, but we'll give him one nonetheless. David Backus, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Carts. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great. Say, we don't have a lot of time, so I want to jump right into it. Obviously, we spent some time playing together, Mankato, some of the best hockey memories I have. Can you share some of your hockey memories from playing in
Cato? They are numerous. They are not always good, but some of them were great lessons that I learned in my time there. We were in back then the WCHA, which was the toughest conference in all of hockey, and playing against powerhouses and feeling like the blue collar team on the block, and just a lot of work ethic and ways that I think have propelled me through my career were instilled in my time in Mankato, where we had to just out effort everybody that we played against, and that's kind of stuck with me till today.
So I want to talk about your final year there, your junior year, when you were Mr. Everything. Our final series at home, so your final home game in Mankato was against Wisconsin, the team that ended up going on to win the national championship. You recall having a huge weekend, and you had a little bit of a lap there at the end, and the fans were chanting one more year. Do you recall it, and how do you feel?
I do have those memories. I think it might have been one of my teammates, Brian Elliott, net maybe, that I think I scored an overtime goal, high glove, and then the laps around with just the fans in the, I don't know if it's still the Verizon Arena down there, but it was ruckus and the student section and all those memories, or I don't even know. Was it in Wisconsin?
It was in Mankato, yeah.
We had a home series in the playoffs?
No, it wasn't the playoffs. So we never were on the top five. As you mentioned, we were the underdog. So the playoff series, we never had a home game. We're always on the road. So your last home game was the last series of the regular season.
Honestly, it's a bit foggy. It was only like 14, 15 years ago, but I have those memories of just the warmness. And when I go back to Mankato, still the people and their reception around the town is phenomenal, and love going back there.
Well, I'll refresh your memory. Friday night, you had a big night, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points, and then kind of a lap at the end because that was our final year. You were the captain, a little wave, and we're hearing the one more year chant out of it. Unfortunately, we didn't get it from you, but I want to pivot to something else about Mankato.
I don't want to commandeer your interview, but there were not 2 more years from you either. So we didn't get anything. We left together. So continue your line of questioning.
I left after you did because I was afraid. I was undrafted. You're the skilled guy that had the draft choice and all this opportunity in front of you. I was undrafted. So as soon as you left, I was like, I better go right now too.
You had 30 choices. I had 1. Continue.
So as dominant as you were on the ice, you were just as dominant, maybe even more dominant in the classroom. Electrical engineer into organizational studies. Tell us about your education there.
I was electrical engineering there. I thought I was going to get an engineering degree and then go to law school and be a patent lawyer. That was kind of my plan A. And if hockey got in the way, then that could kind of go on the wayside for a little bit. And fortunately it did, but the engineering thing was just something, the mathematics and all the physics and calculus just made sense to me. It just came naturally, much to the chagrin of a lot of my classmates, but I loved the engineering school. And when I left, I was 3 years in, and it was not possible to do via online-based studies, the 4th year of engineering school. So I wanted to go back. I told my mom I'd finished when I left, and the lockout in 2012 was able to start that process, and then ended up finishing the following year and got my Mankato degree hanging in my office here.
Oh, that's fantastic. I have a similar story. I took a 12-year break before going back and finishing my studies. But organizational studies was your major. Did that help you at all and spark you in founding Athletes for Animals, the charity you have? Tell us a little bit about that.
It did. I tell people I was on the 10-year plan. Somewhere on the 4 or 5-year plan, I was on the 10-year plan. But part of it, I got a nonprofit leadership certificate as part of the organizational studies. So some of it was leadership, and it was a couple years into the captaincy with St. Louis. So it just put some more concrete principles and terminology into my leadership roles. And then part of my nonprofit leadership, we had to make kind of a mock charity up and do all the tax filings and those types of things. And from that, I kind of mocked up an animal rescue charity because that's what my wife and I are really passionate about. And that was analogous to when we were starting our real charity, Athletes for Animals. So it all kind of played into each other. I got to learn some of the nitty gritty about running a charity and the tax laws and all that goes into it. And it was great education that was relevant to my real life at the time and still is.
And giving back is nothing foreign to you. You gave back to the hockey program as well and donating money for the facilities and upgrades there. Can you enlighten us on what motivated you to do that?
A lot of it is the loyalty that Mankato has shown me or showed me when I was in high school and offering me a scholarship when I was a young man. And then, part of it's my faith. And I believe to whom much is given, much is required. And I'm trying to give back and help out to organizations or anybody that I feel is worthy and I can help out. And certainly the hockey program and the university there have been phenomenal and part of getting me to where I am now. And I feel like I have an obligation to make it up to them.
And for those that don't know, David has a weight room in the hockey facility now, and there is a direct correlation to when David donated and the rise and success of the program. But how proud are you now of being a Maverick and the success that Hasty, Bluey, and Nodder have developed there at Mankato?
Yeah, it's a great program. It's great to have that alma mater that's doing so well. I've earned a lot of perks from guys on my team or guys that I've played with that when the colleges are playing, we have a little wager on the line to do whatever. I got Charlie McAvoy to scoop some dog poop in my backyard a couple years ago when Mankato swept BU. And then I got him to bring me some Dunkin' Donuts 5 different times. And every time he delivered them, he had to say, Mankato is much, much better than Boston University. So those types of perks and having a great alma mater and, seeing a lot more guys in the NHL now that played at Mankato that you can line up against a draw or at a draw against them and give them a little nudge and talk about being a couple Mavericks on the ice and then go at it. And it's just a great pride to still have.
Well, David, we're out of time, but I want to say, hey, thanks for joining us in Hockey Day 2021, Mankato. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it.
Thanks for having me, and you're doing a great job.